It seems ancient Rome and ancient Greece were not for the faint of heart. And I'm not talking about the ancient battles. I'm talking about the fact that Hollywood loves to portray these times as walking thirst traps.
Thirst trap.
You know, those type of films that were specifically made to rewind and pause at certain scenes. In this video, we're taking a look at my picks for the top 5 ancient thirst trap movies. Let's head over towards the rainbow and follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
When we are out there, you are not my brother. You are my enemy.
The History Channel's Colosseum is an 8-part 2022 docu-series that traces the rise and fall of the Roman Empire through its most iconic arena. Each episode centers on a real historical figure connected to the amphitheater, spanning from the inaugural games under Titus to the arena's decline centuries later. Dramatic reenactments, special effects and interviews with historians bring the violence, politics and spectacle to life. But the real reason people hit replay and Colosseum has little to do with the imperial politics or architectural engineering. Leather straps, short tunics and the occasional rain-soaked sheen leave almost nothing to the imagination. These actors were clearly chosen as much for the physical appearance as for their ability to swing a sword. The fights themselves become prolonged, intimate collisions, bodies slamming together, grappling in the sand, and while faces inches apart from each other, while the historical voiceover drones on about training regimens or imperial propaganda that no one is really listening to in my opinion. It is educational in theory and pure distraction in practice. The plot about power, slavery and spectacle becomes background noise the moment the next shirtless combatant steps into the frame. Colosseum accidentally becomes the ultimate low-stakes, high-visual impact thirst trap delivery system.
You have been granted the greatest of honor.
In Spartacus, House of Ashur, an alternate timeline sees the cunning gladiator Ashur survive Mount Vesuvius and slay Spartacus. The series pulses with visceral combat, shifting loyalties, and the raw intensity of life inside the House of Ashur. From his first appearance, Tarquin commands attention in a way that turns supporting gladiator scenes into scene-stealing obsessions. Weber gives Tarquin a compact, powerfully built frame that stands out even amongst the other towering warriors. His curly black hair, short stubble, boyish face and olive skin create an instantly memorable look, youthful yet hardened by the arena. Every training sequence showcases the definition in his arms and torso, earned through the same rigorous preparation that made the original series famous for its eye candy. But it's not the size of his body alone that mesmerizes. Tarquin moves with a confident, almost swaggering energy that feels both dangerous and magnetic. His sword work is precise and aggressive, especially when his sweat catches the light as he spars, and that raw physicality lingers long after the fight sequence ends. The thirst trap effect is undeniable in how audiences rewatches the series. Many started it for the familiar Spartacus formula of blood, betrayal and powerful plays, yet found themselves fast-forwarding to Tarquin scenes or pausing on a particularly striking shot of him mid-training. His brash confidence and physical command create an irresistible pull that overshadows even Ashur's clever manipulations. In a show already packed with spectacle, Tarquin's presence turns casual viewing into something closer to fixation. And why the fixation? It's the way he balances arrogance with genuine care, fury with focus and strength with subtle charm that makes him the kind of character people revisit specifically for him. If you're enjoying this video, you will have to help me grow this channel by simply clicking like and subscribe. It will help that my channel reaches more viewers like yourself that might enjoy my content. And this video is proudly brought to you by my Patreon members. If you don't know, I also have a Patreon page where I show you stuff that I don't show on YouTube. So if you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description where you can check it out. So feel free to check it out. With that being said, let's get back to the video.
Nearly 3,000 years ago, the passion for one woman ignited the greatest battle ever fought.
There are epic war films, there are historical blockbusters, and then there's Troy from 2004. A movie that somehow convinced an entire generation that they were watching an adaptation of Homer while quietly serving what may be one of the greatest collections of impossibly handsome men ever assembled on screen.
That's why no one will remember your name.
Released in 2004 and directed by Wolfgang Petersen, Troy is a sweeping historical epic inspired by Homer's Iliad. The film follows the legendary Trojan War after Prince Paris of Troy elopes with Helen, wife of the Spartan king Menelaus, triggering a massive conflict between Greece and Troy. At the heart of the story is the fearsome warrior Achilles, whose unmatched skill in battle, complicated sense of honor, and doomed pursuit of glory shape the fate of an entire civilization. The camera certainly knows where its priorities lie. Achilles' introduction isn't just about establishing him as history's greatest warrior. It practically announces him as a patron saint of perfect abs. Orlando Bloom, meanwhile, spent much of the film reminding everyone why he was one of the biggest heartthrobs of the early 2000s, while Eric Bana somehow makes wearing bronze armor look like a luxury fashion campaign. Even supporting players like Garrett Hedlund left a lasting impression because nobody in this cast was allowed to be merely attractive. They all had to look like living marble statues.
My mark will be left on this world forever.
The Immortals from 2011 is a visually extravagant fantasy action epic loosely inspired by Greek mythology and stars Henry Cavill as Theseus, a humble peasant chosen by Zeus to become humanity's champion against a tyrannical king Hyperion, portrayed by Mickey Rourke. Henry Cavill's Theseus spends half of the runtime stripped to the waist. His 8-pack abs and biceps oiled to perfection after months of grueling training, and he's not the only one in the film with a perfect body sculpted, well, like a Greek god, pun intended. It's a buffet of all body types, rugged warriors, regal deities, and brooding thieves, all presented with lingering close-ups that feel less like action choreography and more like a private catalogue of fantasies. So let's just cut the pretense. Immortals wasn't just accidentally gay, it's aggressively unapologetically built for the male stare, specifically the one that appreciates men as objects of desire.
This is madness! This is Sparta!
Zack Snyder's 2006 film 300 turned the Battle of Thermopylae into the most sustained display of male physical perfection ever put on a mainstream Hollywood screen. The story of King Leonidas and his 300 warriors holding the pass against a Persian army is technically about freedom, duty, and glorious death. In practice, however, the movie functions as a 90-minute catalogue of bodies so relentlessly sculpted that the actual plot becomes optional. The Spartans wear almost nothing. Leather briefs, a red cloak, and a helmet constitute the full uniform. Everything else is exposed: carved chest, deep abdominal grooves, thick arms, and thighs that look forged rather than grown. When the camera slows the action, Snyder's signature speed ramping technique, it does not simply heighten the violence. It freezes a moment long enough for the eye to register the flex of a muscle, the tension across a set of abs, and the way sweat catches the light on a heaving back. The film's visual language refuses subtlety. High contrast lighting, burnished color grading, and constant slow motion combine to turn combat into pure aesthetic experience. The movie understands exactly what it is selling. It packages extreme male physicality as both heroic ideal and pure visual pleasure, and it does so with such single-minded focus that the narrative itself becomes secondary. Once those red cloaks start flying and the abs start working, the rest is just, well, background noise. Speaking of ancient thirst traps, have you seen the video where I discuss one of the most peculiar gay epic films? If not, then you should watch that film next, or that video next, by clicking on the link that should be popping up somewhere in this vicinity. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, and a subscription goes a long way. If you also enjoyed this video, remember to watch more videos on my channel. Hype is not available in my country, so user interaction with my videos help that my channel grows and reach more viewers like yourself that might enjoy my content. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.